Well, hello peeps. Welcome back to Motophonic. I thought today I'd take you guys for a little bit of some off-road action. We're off to one of my favorite riding spots just north of Vancouver. About an hour north of Vancouver to a little spot called Cat Lake. Cat Lake is just north of a small town north of Vancouver called Squamish. And you'll soon see why this is one of my favorite riding spots. It's great for single track. It's got some nice swoopy stuff. I wouldn't exactly call it beginners terrain. It's more of an intermediate, more advanced riding area. This access road here is actually a forestry road, and people do come up here. There's a picnic area if you go further up that main road. This forestry road that we're on here, in BC it requires insurance on the bike. So if you get caught on those roads, the cops will give you a ticket. But that doesn't stop a lot of us from charging up there to get onto the trailhead. So as you can see here, we just entered what's known as the B loop. So there's a B loop and there's an A loop. And this is the more tame loop. And I think I do a video later, maybe I'll upload that at some point, which is the A loop, which is a bit more crazy than this. This is pretty tame compared to what's on the A loop. It gets pretty challenging. So as you can see here, it's fairly tight single track. It's not too bad though. And up through this chute here, it gets rather rocky. So you need to get a bit of speed to get up this hill. And if you're off the gas, man, you're going to spend a lot of time there. So here's some obstacles. There's a fallen tree that they've basically just made into an obstacle for the trail. The guys that work up here, I think No Limits Motorsports, where I actually purchased my my XCF that I'm riding here. They're quite involved in keeping these trails in decent shape, and there's a race here once a year in the spring called Cat Scratch Fever, and it's a lot of fun, really well organized. There are several different classes for racing. It goes all the way from the youngsters right up to pro. I'm racing in one of the amateur classes and having a gas. It's so much fun. I've been doing it for a few years, probably 7 or 8 years. I don't do it enough to podium all the time, but you'll see me in 4th or 5th place by the end of the race. So out of about 25 riders. So it's a lot of fun. They do a great job of organizing these races, and the locals do a fantastic job of maintaining these trails. It's an amazing, amazing thing. I try and get up here when I can to help out. It's pretty tough, but you got to do it, because if people aren't up there putting some time in on these trails, they just overgrow and they're unrideable. So as you can see here, this is part of a service road, or an old service road. I'm not sure if they still use it as a service road anymore now that they have the other road on the other side there. This is been taken over by us Enduro guys, and it is just a gas. There's a certain loop I do in here, part of the B loop and part of the A loop. I kind of cross over halfway through, and there's just so much variety. You'll have single track and little bridges and more wide open abandoned service roads. You'll have up hills. You'll have some nasty hill climbs. It's just a huge variety, and riding in the fall I find is probably the best, because it's cooler and the dust is under control. The ground has more traction as well. When there's a bit of moisture in the dirt, it seems to allow the knobbies to bite in a bit more. Now, speaking of knobbies, a lot of guys that ride up here now on enduro bikes are riding with trials tires. It provides a lot more traction. You can ride with a lot less air pressure, which also provides additional traction. More rubber on the trail, the better, right? So yeah, it's pretty interesting to see the different kinds of styles that people apply to their own riding technique, and also the bikes that they're on. So here we come up to one of those hill climbs. I'm getting a bit frustrated. Lost my groove there, and I should really be standing up. It would make my life a lot easier, but maybe one of these days I'll actually listen to myself. And this hill climb can be just a real bitch to get up. In the summer, that's all loose, and if you're not on the gas coming around that corner at the bottom there, you're never getting up that thing. So lots of little routes here, and then I think you're going to see me cross over to the A-loop at the bottom of this little hill here. And then it'll get quite challenging. You're going to see me pop out on a road here, and to the left is the B-loop. You see the trail off to the left, and the trail to the right that I'm taking here is the A-loop. So this is where things are going to get a little bit more interesting. It's not obscenely difficult. It just becomes a bit more challenging. You come through the trees, there's a lot more roots, there's more obstacles. You just have to be kind of paying attention. This is why I love this sport so much. You can come out here and just forget about the world, because if you're not forgetting about the world and focusing on what you're doing, man, you get hurt, and you just can't let your mind stray too far from the path that you're currently on. So it's brilliant for clearing the cobwebs and just getting a fresh perspective on work. Got to go back to do the daily grind. It's nice to do that with a nice fresh perspective and have everything out of your system, as it were. So we're coming on a downhill here. There's lots of fallen trees. There's lots of roots. This trail is kind of, if it gets away from you, if the bike gets away from you, it can get pretty hairy. It's like a 3-foot drop there. I know it didn't look like much from the camera. I find that these cameras don't really catch the angle of attack up or down on some of the terrain that you're riding. It's kind of deceiving. It looks like, oh, this trail looks like a piece of cake. I probably ride this in my sleep. No, this uphill here is rather challenging. All this loose dirt, there's logs, there's big rocks. If you're not, like, if I was to stop here, I would be wholly screwed. There would be no hope to get up that. And if you were to walk up that, you know what? You'd be panting pretty hard by the time you got to the top. here I'm getting pretty frustrated. It's the first ride of the fall and wanted to really kill it here, and it's starting to really get to me. Okay, so I'm going to segue to a different part of the loop here. This is the upper side of the loop. We're riding the lower half, and this is another forestry road here. Not sure if it's still serviced or not, but it's great access to the trailheads for us, so I don't think it is actually, but and this loop up here is a bit faster, and it's a ton of fun. It's pretty swoopy, and there's some great obstacles. There's a lady here walking a pack of dogs, and as soon as I see all the puppies, I shut her down. I don't want to scare the crap out of them.
I guess I should choose a different loop. I'll be on the road too. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, buddy. It's okay. Come on. Come on. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Go on.
Okay, so back on my way here. Alright, newfound inspiration. Now he's standing up. Good man. Standing up does a lot of things. It helps you center your mass over your motorcycle, gives you much more control, allows you to see further ahead of the bike, and allows you to make changes in direction a lot quicker. So standing is always the better way to go when you're riding enduro. Obviously you want to sit down at some point to give yourself a little bit of a rest, and when you're riding more straight and level, you can do that. But when you're on the tight and nasty stuff, you definitely should be standing up. And as you can tell here, my pace has come up quite a bit, and I'm able to see farther. I'm able to control the bike with greater accuracy, and it's just a better experience all the way around. These old clear cuts have no end of old fallen dead trees that have created a great enduro cross course, and it makes for some pretty challenging riding. This is a great trail here, and this section of the trail is just so much fun. It is winding through this old clear cut, and whoever cut this trail needs to be bought a beer, because it's just phenomenal. There's some tight, nasty turns. There's some long, sweeping stuff. Some very, very challenging stuff. A little power wheelie there to vent some of the anxiety. It's so much fun. Sometimes it's frustrating, but when you're done, the exhilaration of getting through it, and once you get the blood flowing and you get a good loop under your belt, there's no other feeling like it. And that's one of the reasons why I started street biking again, is I just wasn't getting enough dirt biking and enduro and cross country in. It's a lot of effort, loading the bike up and traveling an hour north or an hour east. That's kind of the choices, right? You can either go east or go north, and it's a bit of a trek. It's a bit of a trek out there, and it takes a lot of effort. It's an all-day affair, and I just wasn't getting enough riding in to satisfy me, I guess. So that's why I bought the FZ1 recently, so I could get some street riding in as well. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. I know I'm enjoying making them, and I'd love to hear your comments, and if you have anything that you think that I should be doing differently, or would like to see something different, or if you have any questions, please just leave them in the comments and I'll try and answer them as best I can. And thanks for watching, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. If you like what you see, leave a like. It'll help me understand what it is you guys think is good and what isn't good. Thanks again for watching. It's Eric from Motophonic. We'll catch you guys next time. Motophonic out.